Every night, a massive yet often invisible drama unfolds along our nation's highways. Millions of truck drivers, the lifeblood of our economy, must stop their engines and rest. Federal law demands it. Common sense and basic safety require it. Yet for a staggering number of these essential workers, finding a safe and legal place to park their rig is a nightly struggle. This is the truck parking shortage. It is a quiet but persistent crisis that extends far beyond the trucking industry. It creates significant dangers on our roads. It places a heavy financial burden on our supply chain. It ultimately affects the cost and availability of the goods we all depend on. It's a problem hidden in plain sight, on the shoulders of interstates. It's a problem hidden in the dark corners of industrial parks. The scale of the truck parking shortage becomes clear when you look at the raw numbers. The United States has approximately 3.5 million professional truck drivers. On any given day, a large portion of them are on the road, moving goods from coast to coast. Federal regulations, known as hours of service rules, strictly limit their driving time to prevent fatigue. This means millions of drivers require a place to park for their mandatory 10-hour rest break each day. The supply of available parking, however, falls dramatically short of this demand. Data from the Federal Highway Administration paints a stark picture of this disparity. A recent survey identified approximately 313,000 public truck parking spaces at rest areas and another 384,000 private spaces at truck stops and other commercial locations. This brings the total to around 697,000 designated parking spots nationwide. When compared to the number of trucks needing to park each night, the gap is enormous. One study found that for every 11 trucks on the road, there is only one available parking space. This statistic highlights the intense competition for a limited resource, a competition that drivers face every single evening. The shortage is not uniform across the country. Beyond the cold statistics, the truck parking shortage has a profound human cost, centered on the safety and well-being of drivers and the public. The federal hours of service regulations were created for one primary reason: to prevent crashes caused by driver fatigue. These rules mandate that drivers take a consecutive 10-hour rest period after driving for 11 hours. However, the lack of available parking directly undermines this critical safety measure. When drivers cannot find a safe place to stop when their clock runs out, they are faced with an impossible choice: park illegally in a dangerous spot or continue driving while fatigued, risking a violation and a serious accident. This nightly predicament creates a significant safety hazard on our roadways. Trucks parked on highway shoulders or exit ramps are stationary obstacles that other drivers may not see, especially at night or in poor weather conditions. These parked vehicles can obstruct sight lines and reduce the space available for emergency maneuvers. According to the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, a significant number of fatal crashes involving trucks occur when a vehicle collides with a truck that is parked on the side of a road. The safety of every person on the road is compromised when large trucks are forced into these precarious situations. The impact on truck drivers themselves is immense. The lack of adequate truck parking is not just a safety issue, it is a significant drain on the American economy. The inefficiencies created by the shortage ripple through the supply chain, increasing costs for trucking companies, increasing costs for shippers, and ultimately, consumers. Every minute a driver spends circling lots or searching for a safe spot is a minute they are not moving freight. This lost time represents a massive loss of productivity for the trucking industry. When multiplied across millions of drivers each day, this inefficiency translates into billions of dollars in lost economic activity and higher transportation costs. The most direct economic impact is felt in the form of wasted time and fuel. The American Transportation Research Institute has estimated that this lost time costs the industry more than $4.6 billion annually in lost wages for drivers. The inefficiency on the highway translates to higher prices at the checkout counter. Section 5. The root causes. A problem. Decades in the making. The truck parking shortage is not a new problem, but it has grown steadily worse over several decades. The most significant driver is relentless growth in freight demand. As the U.S. economy expanded, reliance on trucks to move goods grew. Since deregulation in the 1980s, the number of trucks on the road increased dramatically. The total volume of freight carried increased dramatically. Investment in public and private infrastructure, especially parking, failed to keep pace, creating the widening gap we see today. Another major cause: land use and economics. Building a new truck stop or public rest area is expensive and complex. It requires a large parcel of land. That land must be conveniently located along a major highway. Such land is often expensive and sought for other commercial development. Section 6. A shared burden. Who is affected by the shortage? The consequences aren't confined to the cab. They're felt across society. The most direct group: the nation's truck drivers. They bear daily stress, they lose wages, and they face safety risks while searching for parking. This leads to driver burnout and high turnover rates in the industry. A demanding, isolating job is worsened by no safe place to rest. That impacts physical health, and it impacts mental health. Next, motor carriers and trucking companies. Fleet managers and dispatchers face a logistical nightmare. They suffer reduced asset utilization, or drivers end shifts early. Result: lower revenue per truck. Section 7. Forging a path forward. Solutions on the horizon. The truck parking shortage is complex and deeply entrenched, but there's growing momentum to address it. Funding, technology, public-private collaboration, increased attention from the federal government and from state governments. Recent infrastructure legislation includes provisions for truck parking. Programs like the Infrastructure for Rebuilding America grants. Smartphone apps provide drivers with real-time parking data, and in-cab information systems do the same. These systems use sensors, they use cameras, and crowdsourcing, so drivers can see which lots are full and which have open spaces. Drivers can plan their trips more effectively, and they waste less time searching for a spot. Section 8. A call for action. Building a safer future. The nightly search for a safe place to park is more than an inconvenience. It is a national problem with serious consequences for safety and the economy. The time to act is now. If you want more deep dives into the hidden issues on our highways, hit like and subscribe.